Hey folks, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good news today. This morning we learned the economy created 336,000 jobs in September alone. That means since I've taken office, we've created 13.9 million new jobs. You heard me say it before, I'm going to keep saying it. My dad had an expression. He said, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say,
Congress has officially dodged a government shutdown, everybody, but will this happen very soon? In a surprising turn of events, Congress did avert a government shutdown, and Kevin McCarthy was moved. But while the bipartisan support for the continuing resolution in both the House and Senate is noteworthy, it did not satisfy anybody. The lead up to the September 30th funding expiration saw House Republicans embroiled in internal conflicts, particularly regarding spending cuts demanded by conservative hardliners. These proposed cuts, unlikely to pass in a controlled Senate, created a tense situation for moderate GOP lawmakers. The extension of government funding brings a momentary sigh of relief for millions of Americans, including federal workers and beneficiaries of government assistance programs. With the threat of a shutdown, federal employees won't face furloughs, and families relying on the programs cannot continue to receive support. If a shutdown had occurred, non-essential federal workers would have faced furloughs, while essential workers would have paid and gone on until the shutdown's end. Programs like the Women for Children Care would have actually paused and jeopardizing access to essential foods and baby formula. Kevin McCarthy even celebrated the passage, even though he was moved a couple minutes later. Now, hardline conservatives have actually disrupted McCarthy's turn to avert a shutdown at every turn. Now, the rejection of spending bills and previous short-term deals forced him to actually navigate a delicate balance, pushing to a stopgap without spending cuts in collaboration with Democrats. Now, in the face of this, he was actually dismissed. The coming year has significant changes, though, in store for Social Security, for retirees collecting benefits, and workers still paying into the program. The SSA won't actually confirm anything until mid-October. Even Joe Biden has made reforming the program a key component of his first term in office. It will actually certainly bring challenges to the impacts of both current and incoming beneficiaries. First is that you'll get a big check, but not by much, because according to Yahoo News, the Senior Citizens League estimates the SSA will announce a 3% cost of living adjustment to help retirees keep pace with inflation. But is it actually enough? Because the president doesn't control COLAs, annual benefit adjustments follow a formula mandated by Congress. But potential changes to that formula could more realistically address the cost increases that seniors cope with in retirement. Biden has proposed using the Consumer Price Index for the elderly to gauge inflation and calculate benefit adjustments instead of the current CPIW. And according to SSA, the change would increase annual COLAs by an average of 0.2 percentage points. And Biden has proposed subjecting all income above $400,000 to payroll taxes, closing the donut hole that has been happening for several years. It's part of a plan for Joe Biden. To qualify for the amount, a Montana resident must have been a resident of the state for the whole tax year, which started on January 1st, 2021, and they must have also filed several documents. Additionally, eligible residents must have not been claiming a dependent by another taxpayer. And the amount of money they entered in line for 2021 says that you must be greater than zero. This rebate will be sent via direct deposit or mail, depending on how a state taxpayer requested a refund or paid taxes on the most recent state income tax return. People who submitted and requested the refund through direct deposit will likewise have this rebate sent to them automatically, while those who requested the refund as paper check will get this rebate in the mail. It's essential for people to get the stimulus check they deserve. We have a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI and SSDI. Exciting news. Make sure to keep an eye on your mailbox. If you reside in one of these states, you can expect to see financial relief very fast. Now, negotiations are continuing on state inflation relief checks. In the state of Alabama, a proposed income tax rebate is still moving forward, but at a much reduced amount. An Alabama Senate committee has approved an income tax rebate of $100 for most filers. That is $300 less than the rebate first processed by the Alabama governor. It's a way to redistribute the state's largest budget surplus. Governor Ivey said at an event, "It's only right while we still acknowledge we are recording revenues far exceeding normal and sustainable levels. We give a fair share of this money directly back to the people." Under the new proposal, the cost of the rebate will go from $1 billion to $275 million. The rebates funds would come out from a larger $2.8 billion spending package currently under debate. The payments still need to be voted on by the Alabama legislature and signed into law before they can go into effect. Meanwhile, a neighboring state is already sending out its second major tax rebate soon. Most Georgia taxpayers have been receiving income taxes and tax rebates early this week. The funds are made possible by the recently passed House bill, and the bill allows for the redistribution of the state's $6 billion surplus back to residents. Some filers, solo filers, receive $250, heads of households filers get $375, and couples are due $500. The size of the rebate cannot be bigger than the taxpayer's tax liability. New Mexico residents can also look forward to upcoming rebates, and the New Mexico governor says the latest round of rebates will go out in mid-June. Thanks to a bill passed by lawmakers during the 2023 session, New Mexico residents who were previously filed taxes will get another round of rebates. Single tax filers will get $500, married couples, heads of households, and surviving spouses will get $1,000. Taxpayers who use direct deposit when filing will get the latest round of rebate checks very fast. But those who are in 2021 New Mexico income tax returns will get an automatic rebate. If you don't even file 2021 returns but still want to, you have until May 23rd to do this done. And now New Jersey residents are still waiting for their state relief payments and can expect to receive them soon. Nearly a month after the first property tax rebate payments are sent out, the process is winding down as the State Department of Treasury works through the remainder of the application to issue payments. A spokesperson confirmed that the Treasury Department has already issued nearly 1 million payments. And now, officials announced last month that the first batch of payments will be made to residents who signed up for direct deposit. More than 8,000 New Jersey taxpayers opted for direct deposit, and this program is an updated version of the Homestead Benefit Property Tax Relief Program. The governor first announced the program in 2023, just to help so many people in New Jersey out. Good news, everybody. The Biden administration is here, and they're taking action. The White House launched a new relief program. Millions of low income will be able to claim extra financial aid, and this may be worth thousands of dollars for many. The Biden administration has already launched a two-pronged effort to help America's troubled tenants. It's redistributing nearly $700 million in emergency rent relief to the neediest areas and has unveiled a White House blueprint for a renter's Bill of Rights, which is a comprehensive plan for tackling housing and affordability issues. Some experts say this isn't enough, as millions of Americans struggle with the cost of housing. Though rents were down in January for a fifth consecutive month, the average 0.3% decline kept rental prices far above the pre-crisis levels. Today's national median rent is around $1,300, up by a sizable 20% from 2 years ago. Officials are trying to provide relief to 19 million American households, and they are rent burdened by this, and Congress has created an emergency rental assistance program just to help Americans make their rent payments and avoid eviction. During the initial 6 months of this, households have received relief and got an average of $400 to $800 each. This year, the Treasury Department announced it was replenishing the program with $700 million reallocated funds for struggling renters. The money will be distributed through 89 state and local agencies with high demonstrated need, and this funds can cover up to 18 months of rent back, utilities and moving costs, among other rent-related expenses. The Emergency Rental Assistance Program was the first nationwide